Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome to the Father the Son podcast. So this is a podcast hosted by yours truly, Black Trey, where we go over topics that, we're going over things that we wish like our fathers would have told us when we were little kids. Things to stand on your man square and things that will help you propel yourself in life. You know, there's a lot of things that you learn in school and growing up that you're never taught, and then you have to live life on the fly. So this is something to definitely help you guys, navigate your way through. So on this first episode, the topic I'd like to discuss, we're going to be talking about honoring your word. Don't say things that you don't mean. Now, a lot of people like these days with the advent of social media and so many people online and just living a fast-paced life, people just say things and they just go off of what they feel, and people's words never really mean anything anymore. And it's kind of sad because like when you say things, people have expectations, and then when they look at you and they can say, hey, people aren't trustworthy, and I just see a growing trend of people just saying, hey, I can't really rely on anybody. It's team me, myself, and I, and it's a very selfish outlook on people trying to be independent, and in no way or fashion are people independent. We are all interdependent, and we need each other to get through life, whether it's working for a job, whether it's even if you're an entrepreneur starting a business, you still have the owner customer relationship. Working for somebody, you still have the boss, your co-workers. In your personal relationships, you still have to give and take trades and feelings, and it's better when your people are able to rely on you for things that you say and then you actually come through, man. Because it's just like, you don't want to be the person that people say when they come around you, like, no, man, don't mess with this person, because basically anytime that we talk, you can't take what they say seriously because they just talk. And for me, coming up, I would run into these type of people all the time, and it was like an outlier. So we would see a lot of people who would just be like, oh, nah, and you know them people because you just stay away from them. Like, nah, I can't deal with them because anything they tell you, they're either making up a story or they can't stick to what they're supposed to be talking about. So. And to reference this, I want to go through an article that I was looking up, and it's on, you can find it on thespruce.com. I'll put a link in the description. And it talks about the the title of the article is The Importance of Being Honorable and Keeping Your Word. And it's written by, a woman named Debbie Main, which a lot of articles, I tend to favor, like I look for like more men articles, but this has some pretty good tropes, so we can go through the article and I'll see if I agree with some of the statements, because it's universal. When you keep your word, you have much better outcomes in business. You don't want to be the person in business who's screwing over your friends and you're burning relationships left and right. So it's definitely something to look into. All right, so let's see. Words and actions are powerful. When you say you'll do something, others expect you to do it, or you may develop a reputation for not following through on commitments and letting people down. Not honoring your word enough times can have people running in the other direction when they see you coming, which, I'm very privy to. Common ways that people are dishonorable with their word and commitments. Everyone knows someone who claims to be an honorable person but doesn't follow through. These are people who make promises but quickly forget about them or change direction as soon as they get what they want. Here are some common ways people don't honor their commitments or fail to do the right things. And it's funny because, people will notice when you don't keep your word. And it's not cool when people are looking at you in this manner. So first thing they'll say they'll call, but they either forget or don't for whatever reason. And I know a ton of people like this, and even sometimes I fall into it, But, with the amount of notifications I get, so I try not to be like this. I definitely try and follow up if I see I missed a call or a text. So I'm definitely, trying to get better with that, and even myself, because I try not to say that I'm gonna do things if I'm not gonna do them. All right, so they agree to meet you for coffee or lunch, but they don't show up. Now, I tend to find that with a lot of women, but as a man, if I say I'm showing up, I'm definitely gonna show up. I just don't not show up when it's time for me to show up. They offer to help with something, but when the time comes, they're nowhere to be found. And you know what the funny thing is there's people who I don't ask for much, and I know people who don't ask for much, but I can always tell when I ask somebody something, and depending on how they respond, I know that they're not going to be around, and it's cool. They don't send thank you notes, congratulate friends for accomplishments, or wish a close friend a happy birthday. Now, these right here, I don't necessarily agree with these, because as a man, a thank you note is usually pretty good. It shows politeness, Yeah, but wish close friends a happy birthday. Sometimes you miss birthdays, especially if you're not on social media. Yeah, but if it's like your close friend, you should know your close friends' birthdays. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you don't really keep a really big circle. So I agree to an extent, but like my best friends, I never forget their birthdays, so I know what it is. So it is what it is. Any of those situations happen once or twice, they might be forgiving. However, if there's a long pattern of this type of behavior, their personal honor is at stake. Friends and acquaintances quickly learn that they can't be trusted to keep their word, and they don't respect others. All right, reasons to act honorably. Now, so let's go through several reasons why you should, honor your word and do what you say. All right, honoring your word is more than simply doing what you say you'll do, because your actions actually say more than words ever will. Acting in an honorable manner is something that can help make and keep friends. It also affects your positions with your company in a positive way. All right, now, for me, my philosophy is jobs are tools. So if you're gonna work at a job, I would say work the job. Do what you're supposed to do, because you signed up for the position, and do your job. Don't go above and beyond to the point where it's detrimental to your home and family life, unless you really are dedicated to that job. But you want family legacy. So most people, we'd say we'd want to build our own legacy. So if it's something that your name is attached to, then I would say go all in 100%. But if it's not your name, I wouldn't go above and beyond for a job, because you are easily replaceable, and jobs are definitely not ones that stick to their word. All right, so be reliable. When others know they can rely on you, people are more willing to trust you with keeping your word, more likely to be invited to social events and at work, and more likely to be considered for a promotion. That is true. I do agree with that. Be on time. Being chronically late wastes other people's time and gives them the impression that you don't value their time. This is absolutely true. This is something I need to work on, definitely for my children. I'm going to tell them, make sure you prepare early and be on time, because that definitely shows good character. Builds trust. Honorable people can be trusted in every way. When someone tells you a secret, it's important to maintain that trust by not sharing the information with others. I never tell anybody secrets, not to my family, not to my females, not to anybody I'm around. I will never tell anyone's secrets. So those with me die in the grave unless, otherwise instructed. Earn respect. Honorable people are respected. Friends hold you in high regard, and coworkers consider you an example of someone who you should be valued. Don't agree. I do agree that you need to earn respect, but in the workplace, people are sneaking each other out most of the time. So just do what you have to do in the workplace, but with the people you interact with on a daily basis, earn respect, demand respect. Do not allow yourself to be disrespected. That is 100% true. All right, so maintain your personal pride. Anyone who consistently acts in a dishonorable manner eventually loses personal pride. Just stand on your square as a man. Just be yourself. Don't let anybody tell you who you are, shame you for the things that you believe. You feel what I'm saying? Be yourself. All right. Be deserving of influence. Honorable people have more influence in both their social lives and at the workplace. When they talk, people listen. You want to be the best version of yourself. So if you focus on being your best version, people are gonna look to you for influence anyway. So I guess I sort of agree, but don't be the best version of yourself just so people look to you for influence. Be the best version of yourself, to be the best version of yourself and live a fulfilling life. Now, here's a couple of ways it says to be honorable, be authentic. In other words, don't try and hide behind pride or facade you can't live up to. Yeah, just be yourself. If you feel a way about something, I mean, sometimes it's hard to tell the truth to people, but just say no comment, or don't put yourself in a position where you'd have to, not be authentic. To a sense. All right. So also follow through on your word. If you say something, follow through on your word. Be compassionate. When someone needs help, don't kick them while they're down. Show compassion. Give them a hand if possible. If you can't help them, introduce them to someone who can. Being compassionate definitely can pull other people out of ruts, and I think there's not enough compassion in the world. You don't necessarily have to be helpful, but you don't have to be harmful. I would say do nothing as opposed to being a harmful person. It says earn your way. This applies to working hard for a paycheck, earning your people's respect. Don't expect something for nothing. Yeah, don't expect something for nothing. I don't agree with this philosophy of just going around and collecting a check. Go out and get what you need to get for yourself. You know what I mean? Don't rely on a check. Don't rely on a handout. Try and get what you can. Sometimes if it's available, then I wouldn't say don't take it, but don't go out seeking that, that seeking behavior. Just go out and do what you got to do. You feel what I'm saying? Don't expect something in return. For me, when I lend out money, I don't even expect it back unless it's something like it's an absorbent amount of money, but I probably wouldn't lend out an absorbent amount of money just because I don't want to be responsible and have a relationship ruined over money. So I tend not to do that. So if I'm giving out something, I'll say, hey, this is for you. And, I won't part with it unless I can. All right, be honest, but not mean. Tell the truth, but don't tell something hurtful if it isn't necessary. A lot of times, especially in this day and age, a lot of people, they want their feelings buttered. I would say just be honest, man. But a lot of times people will say, oh, that's hurtful. But you know what? At the end of the day, I think some people need to hear hurtful things so that they can change their behaviors. Hey, if you're doing such and such and it's bad for your health, if you're a smoker, I'm not going to say, hey, it stinks. It smells bad. It's bad for your health. I'm not going to bottle it up just because it makes you feel bad. Sometimes you have to tell people the truth. All right. My number one thing that I would believe, I would say, hey, have a strong belief system. I stand on my square. The things that I believe, nobody can tell me otherwise. If I'm going to change my belief, I have to do a countless amount of hours of research before I change my mind on anything. So if I feel strongly about something, it's because I've done the research to feel strongly that way, and you should also. Be a mentor. If you become a leader, or if you become an expert in anything, pass the knowledge on to the younger generation. Give them the tools that they need to succeed also. What's the point of holding on to information? We are sponges. We soak up information, and let's give it out too, because we can give out criticisms and negative energy, but let's give out some positives. Accept flaws. I don't agree necessarily with that one. Like, yeah, you can accept someone's flaw, but it depends on the flaw. Like, we're not perfect, but if someone's flaw is in direct violation of your morals and ethics, don't accept the flaw. Be like, maintain your distance. You're gonna be respectful of people, but don't accept people to just come in with flaw. Like, if you don't drink and you don't allow people to drink, don't change. If you get a girl and she decides that she wants to drink all the time, you say, hey, you know what? I don't accept this type of behavior, and you have to be on your square enough to say, hey, I'll lead the situation before I allow myself to be bended to somebody else as well. All right. Also, don't humiliate others. If someone does something embarrassing, resist the urge to say something harmful, no matter how clever it sounds. People may laugh because it's funny at the moment, but after they think about it, they'll think less of you. There's certain people who humiliate others, and shaming tactics, I think to an extent can work, not when you overdo it, because there's certain behaviors that I think, you should be shamed for. But don't make it your personal plot and especially with anti-bullying now. So you have to be real careful with humiliating others. I don't subscribe to it. I will I'm more of I will more have a smart mouth when I say something. but I'm not going to humiliate the person. But I'll say things in a way where it's just like, all right, think about what you're actually saying, and it kind of doesn't make any sense, and you can come to whatever conclusion that you like. And also be a good sport. So when you playing sports or a game or something, like if you lose, like don't be a sore loser. Like sometimes we don't win at everything. You know what I mean? Figure out what you got to do and come back and bust ass. That's it. You feel what I'm saying? So, that's basically all I wanted to go through today. So, you feel what I'm saying? Just be a person of your word. I think it goes a long way. And it can get you further in life when people can trust that what you're saying is genuine. You know what I mean? It's your boy Black Trey. And, let me know what you guys think about the sermon. And, I'm going to be delivering a few of these, you know what I mean? Just because the way I see it, me and my father, we didn't speak as much when I was growing up. So this is just some, I just want to impart some knowledge to the younger generation so that you guys can say, hey, you know what? Nobody never told me this. Well, these are a couple of things that I'm going to be going through, of things that your father should have told you when you were growing up. So definitely, if you want to find me, you can find me at Yeeer Kicks on Instagram. You can find me at Yeeer Network on YouTube. And yeah, that's what it is, man. We're going to be building up more of a platform and doing more things, because I'm definitely trying to encourage the youth to be more helpful, to the upcoming generations, because the next generation is the future. So it is what it is, man. Definitely holla at your boy. And if any questions or comments, definitely, don't be scared to comment down below. And, with that, I'm out.